All right, let's ditch the shoes and grab some flip-flops, shall we? We're heading to Ambergris Caye, Belize, for this deep dive. And wow, you've given us a real mix of sources this time.
It is quite the collection. We've got travel guides, we've got historical accounts, even some personal stories from islanders themselves.
A real treasure chest. So what's the plan for today's deep dive?
Well, you know Ambergris Caye today as this gorgeous island paradise, right? But there's so much more to it than just the beaches.
Oh, I'm sure. We're talking Mayan history, pirates, coconuts. I'm ready for the whole story.
You got it. We're going to uncover what makes Ambergris Caye so captivating, from its ancient roots to its rise as this top tourist destination.
Sounds good to me. Let's dive in. So where do we even begin with a place like this?
Well, we've got to start at the beginning, right? And for Ambergris Caye, that means starting with the Mayans. You might be surprised to learn that Ambergris Caye wasn't always an island.
Wait, really? It wasn't.
Nope, it was actually part of the mainland, the Yucatan Peninsula.
So how did it become an island? Did like a giant wave come and just poof, carve it off?
Not quite. It was the Mayans themselves. They dug a channel called Bacalar Chico that separated it from what's now Mexico.
They dug a channel. Wow. But why would they do that? Seems like a lot of work.
It was all about trade. See, they were pretty savvy, these Mayans. They figured out that creating this shortcut would make trading much, much easier.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Those Mayan traders, they were definitely ahead of their time. But okay, so Mayans, trade routes, got it. But what about the pirates? Our sources mentioned Ambergris Caye being a hideout for them, right?
You're exactly right. After the Mayans in the 17th century, pirates found the island to be, well, perfect for them.
And why is that?
It was all about location. See, Ambergris Caye is tucked within this barrier reef, right? So it's hidden, protected, the perfect spot to evade, say, the Spanish fleet.
Talk about a real-life treasure island, right? Okay, I have to ask, any theories on how it even got the name Ambergris Caye?
You might find this funny, but the name likely comes from ambergris.
Ambergris. What's that?
It's this waxy substance, sometimes found washed ashore, and, get this, it's produced by sperm whales.
Hold on, whale? What, like, are we talking about that stuff that they use in perfume, that expensive ingredient? It comes from, well,
Whale byproducts, yep.
history is full of surprises, isn't it?
It certainly is, and the story of Ambergris Caye doesn't end there. In the 1870s, this family, the Blake family, they purchased the whole island. And with that purchase, they kicked off a whole new era. The coconut boom.
A coconut dynasty. Imagine that, going from pirates and whale stuff to coconuts.
Right.
It must have been a massive shift, though. Our sources mentioned how it basically reshaped the island's entire economy.
It really did. For decades, coconuts ruled Ambergris Caye. The Blakes, along with other families like the Alamillas and Parhams, had these vast coconut plantations. They turned the island into, well, a coconut powerhouse.
But then nature stepped in, right? I'm thinking about those devastating hurricanes our sources mentioned, the ones that hit in the mid-1900s.
You're right on track. Between 1942 and 1955, Ambergris Caye got slammed by a series of hurricanes. It practically wiped out the entire coconut industry.
Oh, wow. So the island had to adapt yet again.
It did. From ancient trade routes to pirates to coconuts, Ambergris Caye has definitely had its share of twists and turns.
And I bet this is where the lobster comes in. Oh.
You got it. With the coconut industry gone, the islanders turned to the abundant lobster population. But it wouldn't be an easy road.
What do you mean?
Well, lobsters weren't exactly a prize catch back then. Before the 1920s, they were considered trash fish.
Trash fish turned treasure, huh? It sounds like those fishing cooperatives our sources mentioned really played a key role in that turnaround.
Absolutely. In the 1950s and 60s, these cooperatives really empowered the local fishermen. They helped them figure out things like storage and transportation, and most importantly, they made sure those fishermen were getting fair prices for their catch.
It's amazing how they turned what seemed like, well, a disaster into this opportunity.
It is.
But even with the lobster industry booming, it sounds like another wave of change was on the horizon, tourism.
Exactly. This is where we start to see the emergence of La Isla Bonita, as it's known today. Ambergris Caye, with its stunning natural beauty and that irresistible Caribbean charm, was about to become a major draw for travelers seeking, well, paradise.
And that, I assume, is a story for the next part of our deep dive.
And it all really started with, well, with just one hotel.
One hotel.
Yep, the Holiday Hotel. Built back in 1965, it was the first tourist accommodation on the whole island.
Wow, I bet that kicked things off.
It did. And soon other hotels followed, drawn by the allure of Ambergris Caye, those pristine beaches, those incredible coral reefs. It was a recipe for, well, for a tourist boom.
So we're picturing this sleepy fishing village, slowly waking up to what, the sounds of tourists?
Exactly.
Our sources talk about San Pedro, the only town on the island, transforming from this quiet community to, well, to a bustling hub.
It was a dramatic shift for sure. Paved roads started replacing the sandy paths. Golf carts became like the main way to get around. Restaurants, shops, nightlife, they all started popping up to cater to this influx of visitors.
It's pretty amazing, though, how it seems like Ambergris Caye managed to, well, to adapt to all of this while still holding on to its unique charm. I mean, cruising around in a golf cart, that's not your typical city experience.
You're right. It's a testament to the island's character, I think. It embraced progress without sacrificing that laid-back vibe. But the real stars of the show, of course, have always been Ambergris Caye's natural
Oh,
wonders.
absolutely. I mean,
It
our sources are just gushing about the snorkeling and diving. We're talking about the Belize Barrier Reef, the second largest in the entire world, right on its doorstep.
it truly is an underwater wonderland, just a short boat ride from Ambergris Caye, and you can immerse yourself in this world of vibrant coral formations, all teeming with marine life.
And then there's that Hal Chan Marine Reserve. Our sources say it's an absolute must visit. They describe it as like the ultimate spot for snorkeling and diving with just this kaleidoscope of fish and coral.
Hal Chan is, well, it's a shining example of successful marine conservation. It was established in 1987 specifically to protect this vulnerable ecosystem, and now it's this sanctuary where you can witness the reef's beauty up close and personal.
Speaking of close encounters, our sources also mentioned Shark Ray Alley. Have you ever been?
I have.
I mean, swimming with nurse sharks and stingrays. That's got to get your adrenaline pumping.
It's an unforgettable experience. The thing is that these creatures, they're actually quite accustomed to humans. They're docile,
Yeah.
but it's still just, well, it's awe-inspiring to see them, gracefully gliding through these crystal clear waters.
And then for those who are, well, really adventurous, there's the Great Blue Hole. I know Jacques Cousteau made it famous. It's that giant underwater sinkhole, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
It is. The Great Blue Hole is, well, it's a diver's dream. It's like a portal into geological history. You get to explore these stunning stalactite formations, and you might even encounter some deeper sea creatures, like reef sharks.
So we've got everything from casual snorkeling to, like, serious adrenaline pumping dives. Ambergris Caye really does have something for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And our sources even mention that the accommodation options are just as diverse. Everything from luxury resorts to those cozy guest houses.
There's truly a place for every budget and every travel style, I think. Whether you're looking to just relax on pristine beaches or, seek adventure in the depths of the ocean, Ambergris Caye can deliver.
But this rapid development, as exciting as it is, it also raises some concerns, doesn't it? Our sources touch upon this need to balance progress with, well, with preserving the island's unique character, its environment.
It's a delicate balancing act, and it's one that, well, that many destinations experiencing this kind of tourism boom struggle with. How do you reap the benefits of economic growth while also making sure you're safeguarding the long-term health of the environment and the community itself?
It makes you realize that paradise isn't just about, those pretty beaches and turquoise water. It's about understanding that balance, that delicate balance between progress and preservation. Our sources do highlight some steps that are being taken, things like the Holchan Marine Reserve, but, I mean, is it enough?
Well, Holchan is a definite success story. It really proves that protecting areas can allow that marine life to, well, to flourish.
Right.
But it requires this ongoing commitment, sustainable fishing practices, responsible tourism, and importantly, community involvement. Those are all critical pieces of the puzzle.
And it's not just about protecting nature. It's about preserving the culture, too. Those old-timer anecdotes in our sources really, really emphasize that. The island's identity isn't just in its scenery. It's in its people. It's in their stories, their way of life.
That's a great point. As Ambergris Caye continues to, well, to evolve, striking that balance becomes even more crucial, I think. It's about respecting the island's roots while also, navigating the realities and the demands of a globalized world.
So for you, our listener tuning in, what does this all mean? If you're planning a trip to Ambergris Caye or even just daydreaming about it, remember that it's more than just this picture-perfect destination. It's a living, breathing place with a story to tell, a past to honor, and, well, a future to protect.
And you, as a traveler, you have a role to play in that story. Supporting those local businesses, being mindful of the environment, engaging with the community. Those are all ways to truly experience Ambergris Caye without, without compromising its future.
It's about understanding that paradise is a shared responsibility. We all have a part to play in preserving its beauty, both the natural beauty and the cultural beauty.
So, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we hope it sparks some curiosity, not just about Ambergris Caye itself, but about the impact we have as travelers. Let's explore responsibly, learn from the past, and, contribute to a future where both people and paradise can thrive.
So we've traveled through Ambergris Caye's past,
Yeah.
We've seen this incredible transformation, but now we're left with this big question, right? How does a place like this move forward, keep growing, while also safeguarding its essence, its heart?
It's a question that a lot of these island paradises face. Our sources really highlight some concerns about things like overfishing and pollution, of course, and also, the impact that tourism has on those delicate coral reefs. The Belize Barrier Reef, which is so vital to the ecosystem and, of course, to the economy, it's particularly vulnerable.
It makes you think, paradise isn't just about pretty beaches. It's about understanding that balance, that really delicate balance between progress and preservation. Our sources do point to some of the steps being taken, things like the Hulchan Marine Reserve. But is that enough?
Well, Holchin is a success story. It really shows how protecting certain areas can allow marine life to thrive. But, it needs this ongoing commitment. It's about those sustainable fishing practices, responsible tourism, and I think importantly, it's about that community involvement. They all play a part.
And it's not just about protecting nature, right? It's about preserving the culture, too. Those old-timer stories in our sources, they really drive that point home. This island's identity, its soul, it's not just in the scenery, it's in the people.
Yeah.
It's in their way of life.
That's so true. As Ambergris Caye continues to evolve, finding that balance, striking that balance becomes even more crucial. It's about respecting the island's roots, honoring its past, while also, figuring out how to navigate this globalized world.
It's a lot to think about. So, to our listener, what does this all mean for you? If you're thinking about a trip to Ambergris Caye or maybe just dreaming about it, remember that it's more than just a destination. It's more than a postcard. It's a living, breathing place. It has a story to tell and a past to honor. And of course, a future to protect.
And you, as a traveler, you have a part to play in that story, supporting those local businesses, being mindful of your impact on the environment, taking the time to engage with the community. Those are all ways to really, truly experience Ambergris Caye without compromising its future.
It's about understanding that paradise is a shared responsibility. And we all have a role to play in preserving its beauty, both the natural beauty and the cultural beauty.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Ambergris Caye, we hope it's left you with something, maybe some new knowledge, maybe a sense of wonder, maybe even some inspiration to travel thoughtfully wherever your adventures may take you.
Thanks for joining us on this journey to Ambergris Caye. We hope you've come away with a deeper understanding of this amazing island. And maybe, just maybe, even a little inspiration to travel a little more thoughtfully, a little more consciously, wherever your own adventures take you.